Hi, my name is Spencer, and today I'll be reacting to Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 2. Last time on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, we got to see some Klingons, which was a lot of fun. It was good to see them back. We were introduced to Pelia, which she seems like a fun character. At the time of reacting to last episode, I didn't know that I recognized her from anything else, but apparently she was in Princess Bride, and also in Law & Order SVU, which I have seen, as Munch's ex-wife, which I don't know if any of you guys would know that, but I don't know, I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, I have seen her in something else, like, where she's not wearing makeup to make her look unrecognizable, you know? And she's done voices for other stuff as well. We also got to see some emotion from Spock, which was more than I was expecting, but I don't hate it. And Chaplain and Mbenga got to throw down using some sort of substance that they injected themselves with. I did read that we will be getting some more background on that, so hopefully it's a good explanation. I would like for there to be a reason why they don't use that all the time. Like maybe there's like a consequence for it. I don't know. We'll see. And they had a near-death experience, which was, I mean, we knew that they were going to survive, so it wasn't really that high stakes, but it was cool to see how they got out of it and to see how it affects Spock emotionally, to see Chapel like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of last episode. This episode, all I know is that it is the trial of Una. I don't know, I can't say I'm really looking forward to it. Just because, like, I don't know, we know she's gonna get out. I just hope that they make the episode actually interesting. Like, I don't know, it's like, I feel like they could have easily done it off screen, where it's like, oh yeah, she had her trial and she got out of it, which, like, we know that that's going to be the outcome, but I guess we'll see how it gets to that point and see crew from the Enterprise like advocating for her. Which I guess will be good. It'll be nice to see more Pike. We didn't really get any of him in the last episode. I don't know. I hope that I enjoy this episode regardless of my expectations. I suppose we'll see. But before I get into this episode, don't forget to like this video if you like it. And if you have anything to say about this episode or the previous episode, please put it in the comments. I appreciate your thoughts, and I appreciate being able to interact with you guys if I can. Also, if you're not currently subscribed, but you like this kind of content, I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. It really helps me to stay motivated to keep doing this on the channel, and I appreciate the growth. We just got over 500 subscribers, which is pretty exciting. I mean, still got a little ways to go before I can monetize any of my videos, or I don't know. I would like to monetize my videos. Regardless, I appreciate you guys and appreciate the support that you've given me so far, and hopefully if you are new to the channel, you will consider supporting and joining me for this ride and for other Star Trek shows and other shows in general. But anyways, I think I've said enough, and I think I should go ahead and get this episode started.
She needs a hospital. That is out of the question. Her like...
Backstory. This will make things interesting.
We'll lose everything. Life will be ruined, all of ours.
So she's already genetically modified at this point.
Talk it over with your counsel.
How can he counsel me when he works for you?
I mean, she's got a point there.
I have traveled to the Volterra Nebula to find legal help for my first officer. The atmosphere here is...
Who's the lawyer gonna be?
She has a deposition, then an arraignment.
I can wait.
He says, I'm just gonna get comfortable.
Try me.
Well, he's willing to make a big stink about it.
Take this case. If you win, half the quadrant will know it. And it'll bring your other cases more attention. Maybe the attention that they deserve.
Are you attempting to bribe me, Mr. Pike?
I'm trying to convince you.
Yeah, persuade. It's not really a bribe.
So then somebody turned me in, and now Starfleet is asking me to hide again.
I wonder who turned her in.
Because I shouldn't have to hide anymore. None of us should. I know, I should have done better. I didn't stand up when I should have.
Seems like an allegory for coming out of the closet and being accepted.
And for all the Illyrians who can't or just won't pretend to not be who they really are.
Yeah.
So they can run away to Starfleet.
makes I mean, I like it. I like this form of storytelling where it's not outright one thing or the other.
That plea deal was her best shot. And now that she's turned it down, my boss, the Judge Advocate General, is looking into the case. I don't know why, but whatever the reason, it won't be good for Una. She should have taken the deal. See you in court.
Well, see you in court.
Put me on the stand. Let them see that being an Illyrian doesn't change who I am as an officer.
I put you up there, they'll just use you to corroborate their facts, or worse, to tear you down, or likely bring down a bunch of your so-called friends with you.
True.
I'll need access to the Starfleet Uniform Code of Justice. I assume it's in your database. Also, Una's service records.
Ah. She's not comfortable because she's an augment.
Is there something else?
I think I might be of some assistance to the case. Counselor.
Or maybe she's trying to help.
Lieutenant, is there something you know that I should know?
Just let me cover all the bases first.
Well, you know where I'll be.
I suppose it could have been La'an who reported her because she was unhappy about her being an augment. But I don't know. I thought they had a good relationship after that, so I'm hoping that's not the case.
And when did you first learn that she was Illyrian, Captain Pike?
That's none of your business.
I ask again.
We're not in court.
I will remind you, you are on the stand, and under oath, you do not have the option of not answering.
All right, you've made your point.
He's not on the stand right now.
But if you take that stand...
Oh, she's just trying to... Okay, yeah. She's trying to help him by saying, like, hey, you shouldn't get on stand because they'll ask you these questions.
Of course, Mr. Pasalk. It is only logical. Shall we play a round of Calto this weekend?
She's being so loud with it, too. Like, I mean, I guess she's not being that loud, but to us as viewers of the show, it seems like she's being very loud.
And those two hate each other.
I regret that you had to witness that outburst.
We won't say a word.
Thank you, Doctor. Of all of my...
It's outburst.
I need any communications referencing Commander Jim Riley for the last 6 months.
Okay, I'll collate.
Including all personal logs, shipwide.
Ah. I see.
And giving me an illegal order will just get you in trouble if I follow it.
I mean, you'd be getting evidence illegally as well, so...
Neera.
I'm sorry. No.
Well... I mean, she's got a point. If you get the information illegally, they can throw that out. It's the same argument you made.
If you had known Una Chin Riley was genetically modified, would you have sponsored her application to Starfleet Academy? You're under oath, sir.
Well,
no, I would not.
I mean, that's the law, so, I mean, can't blame him for that answer.
In 2246, while in command of the Enterprise, you chose to warn the Pericans, a pre-warp civilization, about a possibly apocalyptic meteor shower about to hit that planet. Were you then following General Order 1?
That was different.
2248, you sent your science officer to the industrial age planet Neera to solve the imminent threat.
I see what she's trying to do here.
It would seem that the rules of Starfleet only apply when a captain deems that they do.
Yep, true.
So hiding behind order and protocol to explain why you would not have admitted Una Chin Riley to Starfleet is a sanctimonious falsehood, is it not?
Objection! Counselor, you will cease this line of questioning at once.
My client...
Touched a nerve.
So you admit that the reason for your decision is not law, but fear and racial prejudice.
Objection! Sustained.
Counselor Couture, this is the court-martial for Una Chin Riley, not Admiral April. That you are unable to defend your client does not permit you to attack the Federation or our officers. All of the
Yeah, I think she's bringing in some of her own case.
But how does any of this help Una?
Does La'an think that her personal log was used to get the information?
Promoted her faster than any other officer on my ship. Recommended her for the Medal of Gallantry after the Marcel disaster in 2248.
I really like the dress uniforms. It's very much original series. I think I've seen some comparison images, which is cool.
Do you know how rare it is to get a platform like this?
Platform?
Yeah.
I told you that I would try. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
Were they involved in the past? Like, is this like a ex-lover? Or ex-best friend? I mean, could go either way. I mean...
Did you ever get the sense that Commander Chin Riley was hiding something?
Never.
Just that.
Interesting. They definitely can sense something from La'an.
What was she hiding?
An affinity for Gilbert and Sullivan musicals.
She puts the lives of her crew above her own. Always.
She is a friend.
Family. Una is family.
I don't know, the prosecution's gonna find something with La'an. It's gonna happen.
May I ask why you're angry? It can't be because Una was genetically augmented. Could it be that you carry your family's augmentations, and you believe that because of them, you may become dangerous? Genetics is not destiny, despite what you may have been taught. The fear you have of yourself, it's not your own. It was drilled into you. You were not born a monster. You were just born with the capacity for actions, good or ill. Just like the rest of us.
Good message.
I guarantee you are not the person who leaked Una's true identity to Starfleet.
Unless they obtained it illegally.
Someone who could gain from exposing the truth.
My thoughts exactly. Thank you.
No one's coming to my mind.
I'll take that as a compliment.
We'll see where this goes.
I would like to call the defendant, Una Chin Riley, to the stand.
Oh, did she turn herself in?
Ad Astra per Aspera.
Could you translate for the court?
That's the title of the episode.
To the
I don't know what it
stars
means.
through hardship.
Was your childhood difficult?
Objection, the defendant's childhood isn't relevant here.
I'm simply...
She was just gonna let her keep going.
The anti-augmentation laws seemed to give people freedom to act on their worst impulses.
Sounds familiar.
Augment. Maudie. Freak. There were stores that wouldn't serve you.
Some things that La'an called you last season. Or that she was called growing up.
We left them all. I regret it to this day. I'm so sorry.
You were a kid. You followed what your parents thought was best, so...
Who turned you into Starfleet? I remind you, you are under oath.
I caution you against badgering your own witness.
Who turned you in?
Counselor!
I did.
Yeah. Yep. They're all like, wait, what?
No further questions.
Oh boy. What is this guy gonna say?
Did Captain Christopher Pike learn the truth about your genetically modified status?
Objection! This trial is about Una Chin Riley, not her captain.
What we have here is not just one officer's violation of the law. This incident is evidence of breakdown of chain of... When did Captain Pike become aware of your status?
He seems to enjoy this. You can just tell. He's got that Vulcan smugness.
Stardate 1224.3.
Well, I mean, all she can do is be honest.
I have no further questions.
Okay. What next?
The following conditions are met. 1. Any person fleeing persecution.
We were persecuted. I remember when the attacks began.
Or fearing for their life due.
Good arguments here.
Status is confirmed by a Starfleet tribunal or designated authority.
Well.
Una fulfilled the third and final requirement for asylum. She asked for it. And Captain Pike granted it. All this tribunal needs to do now is confirm that status to absolve them both.
Well, I guess this works.
Grant Una Chin Riley the asylum she was so clearly seeking.
Well, it's a good argument. I'm assuming it works, but we'll see.
That we judge the defendant's specific case and unique circumstances independently. And in that, we grant the defendant's request for asylum.
Nice. Nice. Good ending for the trial. So does that mean she just gets her everything back?
First officer on deck.
Nice. Glad it worked out. I mean, even though we knew it was going to happen.
I'm sorry we didn't do more for Illyrians. This was a technicality.
It's a start.
So they were just friends, not lovers. And they were kids, so obviously not lovers, but I didn't know that at the time of my speculation. Nice.
Good to have you back, number one.
Good to be back, Captain.
Is that it? Yeah. Good episode. Despite knowing the outcome, I don't know. It was. I like not knowing exactly how it was going to work out because it gave me the opportunity to speculate, try and figure out the lawyer's strategy. So I did enjoy this episode. I wasn't sure if I would. But I'm glad it worked out. And I really liked that it was like an allegory for some of the prejudices and things that are in effect today in America, in the world. Yeah, I really enjoyed I enjoyed that aspect, that this was a story meant to, I don't know, bring attention to issues of today. I really like that they brought back this format of storytelling for this show. I feel like that's something that they've stepped away from with other new Trek, and it really works for this show. So I really appreciate what they've done here. I hope we get more stories like this that have sort of a deeper meaning for today's world. But we'll see. I know that there's... I mean, this is only episode 2 of the season, so we've got plenty to look forward to, and hopefully the show will continue to get renewed, and we will get more stories like this in the future. And I'm not saying it has to be this way every episode or anything. I enjoy the fun episodes that are not meant to be a commentary on moral things or political things or whatever. I really liked the beginning of the episode with Pike putting himself at risk to get the lawyer's attention. I don't know the lawyer's name, but I really enjoyed her as a character, and I enjoyed Pike's his fighting to get Una some actual representation. But yeah, I liked this lawyer character. Maybe we'll see her again. I mean, it's always possible. I didn't recognize the actress from anything in my knowledge banks, I didn't recognize her from anything. But I don't know. I really liked her performance and the emotion that she put into the character. That it wasn't just this emotionless, detached lawyer. I like that she had a connection to Una and that they were able to reconcile with each other while also being a voice for the Illyrians. I'm gonna see if I recognize her from anything. Well, she was in an episode of Criminal Minds, but I don't think I've recognized her. Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't recognize her from that either. She was in Lost, which, I mean, I've been a big fan of Lost, or I was a big fan of Lost. I watched it a few times, but I wouldn't have recognized her because it seems like she was in one episode, not a particularly significant, recognizable character. But yeah, I don't recognize her from anything else. So, I mean, I like her. I hope we do see her again at some point. Maybe she and Una will, now after they've reconciled, have more communication with one another. That'd be cool. I liked seeing La'an be vulnerable about the situation. This episode did remind me of some of the things I had forgotten about last season. Like, I couldn't remember exactly how La'an and Una patched things up after La'an found out. I just remember that it happened. But I think this jogged my memory a little bit. And I think I misremembered earlier in the episode when I said that La'an called Una these names, but I think she was just recalling that she had been bullied for her ancestry and was called those names, and that's why she was angry at Una for concealing this identity. I don't know. We got a little bit of the rest of the crew. There wasn't anything really big or significant. I will say I did enjoy that scene with Spock and the other Vulcan at the table, and then Ortegas and Mbenga speculating on what was going on, and it was mostly Ortegas, but Mbenga accurately assessing that they didn't really like each other, Spock and this other Vulcan. Just Spock coming up and being like, "I'm sorry, you had to see that." It really reminded me of Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Just like the deadpan, like, obviously we couldn't like tell, we couldn't see any sort of outburst between either of them. It's just the deadpan delivery of that line. Just, "I'm sorry you had to see that." Oh, that was a great scene. I loved that scene. I don't know. The season's been doing, I mean, it's only been 2 episodes, but so far they've done a good job of making me like Ortegas more. There hasn't been anything so far that has been cringeworthy in my eyes. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that that it hasn't been so strong like it was last season. I mean, I'm sure we will get some more of her one-liners, and we're supposed to be getting an episode that is about her. Hopefully, at least I'm pretty sure I heard that's supposed to be the case, and I look forward to getting to know her more. And hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, it'll help me to like her even more. They've been doing a good job so far with that, just with her being sort of on the side and not really having the spotlight for herself yet. So I really hope that they do a good job of giving her the spotlight and making her more complex in my eyes. We'll see. I will say I really liked seeing more of April, getting to see his character more and who he is as a person. I don't know. I wanted to hope that he was, and maybe I didn't get the right impression from the episode, like how his little section of the story ended. But like, I don't know, I was hoping that he was going to be like, I would have let her in Starfleet anyways, or I would have advocated for her anyways. But like the lawyer said, he still had those prejudices, and I don't know, I didn't think that her arguments against him were meant to be against Starfleet, but I guess they were. to me, it just sounded like she was making her argument like, oh, you can bend the rules for this, but you can't bend the rules for this. Like that argument made sense to me. I'm not versed in law, but it was just like, I was just like, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Like, this is a good argument for Una's case, but I guess not. I don't know. I like how it all came together with the whole asylum thing. I really liked that argument and how they were able to present that. I don't know. I think the prosecution could have easily asked La'an, at least. I don't know if Spock knew of her identity. La'an definitely knew at the same time as... I mean, didn't the whole crew know at the time that, during that episode, that it was revealed? I don't know. I think what I'm trying to say is I think the prosecution could have asked them if they had known earlier and why they hadn't reported. And I don't think they qualify as... Or maybe they didn't know, besides La'an. I don't know. They did show previously on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and it showed Una coming out to Pike. So, I don't know. I think they probably could have grilled La'an more about it, especially since it seemed like they noticed that she was nervous about something. They didn't go as hard on her as I thought they would, which I guess isn't a complaint, but like, I feel like it could have done more for the prosecution if they had done that, but maybe it wouldn't have. I don't know. But yeah, overall, better episode than I expected. I didn't have high expectations. I think I definitely trust the writers enough that they are able to give us these compelling enough stories that even if we know the outcome is entertaining, you know. It's like last episode when Chaplin and Mega are definitely getting out of this alive. It's just a matter of how. So, yeah, I like how they did this. I like the way that they told the story and like the message that it conveyed, and I hope to see more like that in the future. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next, I guess. I mean, obviously there was no mention of anything from the last episode. We probably won't get any of Pike finding out about them stealing the Enterprise. I mean, I'm sure he found out during this episode, just behind the scenes, and we just won't get to know his reaction. We didn't get any sort of thing about the Gorn, which it wouldn't have applied in this episode anyway, so I'm kind of glad they didn't. It wouldn't have made any sense for them to throw something in like that. I think in the last episode it was just there to establish what we can expect to see in the rest of the season and what the main story is for the season. But yeah, I think those are all my thoughts for the episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there was anything that I missed or mistook in terms of some of the plot points. And let me know if there was anything you didn't like about the episode. I don't know. I tend to be optimistic and look over things. So if you point something out and I agree, then I'll be sure to respond in the comments. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your support. Thank you for joining me with this reaction. I hope you'll stick around, and I hope you guys are looking forward to next week's episode as much as I am. I have no idea what it's going to be about, but hopefully I will see you guys then.